Chapter 6. And this is the command, the laws and right rulings which Yahuwah your Elohim has commanded, to teach you to do in the land which you are passing over to possess, so that you fear Yahuwah your Elohim, to guard all of his laws and his commands which I command you, you and your son and your grandson, all the days of your life, and that your days be prolonged. And you shall hear, O Israel, and shall guard to do, that it might be well with you, and that you increase greatly as Yahuwah your Elohim of your fathers has spoken to you, in a land flowing with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, Yahuwah Elohim, Yahuwah is one. And you shall love Yahuwah your Elohim with all your heart, and with all your being, and with all your might. And these words which I am commanding you today shall be in your heart, and you shall impress them upon your children, and shall speak of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. And shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. And it shall be, when Yahuwah your Elohim brings you into the land of which he swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Yaakov, to give you great and good cities which you did not build, and houses filled with all kinds of goods which you did not fill, and wells dug which you did not dig, vineyards and olive trees which you did not plant, and you shall eat and be satisfied. Be on guard, lest you forget Yahuwah, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, from the house of bondage. Fear Yahuwah your Elohim, and serve him, and swear by his name. Do not go after other mighty ones, the mighty ones of the peoples who are all around you. For Yahuwah your Elohim is a jealous El in your midst, lest the displeasure of Yahuwah your Elohim burn against you, and then he destroy you from the face of the earth. Do not try Yahuwah your Elohim as you tried him in Massah. Diligently guard the commands of Yahuwah your Elohim, and his witnesses, and his laws which he has commanded you. And you shall do what is right and good in the eyes of Yahuwah, that it might be well with you, and you shall go in and possess the good land of which Yahuwah swore to your fathers, to drive out all your enemies from before you, as Yahuwah has spoken. When your son asks you in time come, saying, What is the meaning of the witness and the laws and the right rulings which Yahuwah our Elohim has commanded you? Then you shall say to your son, We were slaves of Pharaoh and Mitzrayim, and Yahuwah brought us out of Mitzrayim with a strong hand. And Yahuwah sent signs and wonders, great and grievous, upon Mitzrayim, upon Pharaoh, and upon all his household, before our eyes. And he brought us out from there, to bring us in, to give us the land which he swore to our fathers. And Yahuwah commanded us to do all these laws, to fear Yahuwah our Elohim, for our good always, to keep us alive, as it is today. And it is righteousness for us when we guard to do all this command before Yahuwah our Elohim, as he has commanded us. Chapter 7. When Yahuwah your Elohim brings you into the land which you go to possess, he shall also clear away many nations before you, the Kittites and the Girgashites, and the Amorites and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites and the Kivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than you. And when Yahuwah your Elohim gives them over to you, you shall strike them and put them under the ban completely. Make no covenant with them, and show them no favor. And do not intermarry with them. You do not give your daughter to his son, and you do not take his daughter for your son. For he turns your sons away from following me to serve other mighty ones. Then the displeasure of Yahuwah shall burn against you and promptly destroy you. But this is what you do to them. Break down their slaughter places, and smash their pillars, and cut down their asherim, and burn their carved images with fire. For you are a set-apart people to Yahuwah your Elohim. Yahuwah your Elohim has chosen you to be a people for himself, a treasured possession above all the peoples on the face of the earth. Yahuwah did not set his love on you, nor choose you because you were more numerous than any other people, for you were the least of all peoples. But because of Yahuwah loving you, and because of him guarding the oath which he swore to your fathers, Yahuwah has brought you out with a strong hand, and ransomed you from the house of bondage, from the hand of Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim. And you shall know that Yahuwah your Elohim, he is Elohim, and the trustworthy El, guarding covenant, and a loving commitment for 1,000 generations with those who love him, and those who guard his commands, but repaying those who hate him to their face, to destroy them. He does not delay to do so with him who hates him. He repays him to his face. And you shall guard the command, and the laws, and the right rulings which I command you today, to do them. And it shall be, because you hear these right rulings, and shall guard and do them, that Yahuwah your Elohim shall guard with you the covenant and the loving commitment which he swore to your fathers, and shall love you and bless you, and increase you, and shall bless the fruit of your womb, and the fruit of your land, your grain and your new wine, and your oil, the increase of your cattle, and the offspring of your flock, in the land of which he swore to your fathers to give you. Blessed are you above all peoples. There is not going to be a barren man or a barren woman among you or among your livestock. And Yahuwah shall turn away from you all sickness, and put on you none of the evil diseases of Mitzrayim, which you have known, but he shall put them on all those who hate you. And you shall consume all the peoples whom Yahuwah your Elohim is delivering over to you. Your eyes shall not pardon them, and do not serve their mighty ones, for that is a snare to you. When you say in your heart, these nations are greater than I am unable to drive them out, do not be afraid of them. Remember well what Yahuwah your Elohim did to Pharaoh and to all Mitzrayim, the great trials which your eyes saw, and the signs and wonders, the strong hand and the outstretched arm, by which Yahuwah your Elohim brought you out. Yahuwah your Elohim does so to all peoples of whom you are afraid. And Yahuwah your Elohim also sends the hornet among them until those who are left, who hide themselves from you, are destroyed. Do not be afraid of them, for Yahuwah your Elohim, the great and awesome El, is in your midst. And Yahuwah your Elohim shall drive out those nations before you, little by little. You are not allowed to destroy them at once, lest the beasts of the field become too numerous for you. But Yahuwah your Elohim shall deliver them over to you, and destroy them with a great destruction until they are consumed. And he shall give their sovereigns into your hand, and you shall destroy their name from under the heavens. No one is going to be able to stand against you until you have destroyed them. The carved images of their mighty ones you are to burn in fire. Do not covet the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it for yourselves, lest you be snared by it. For it is an abomination to Yahuwah your Elohim. And do not bring an abomination into your house, lest you be accursed like it. Utterly loathe it and utterly hate it, for it is accursed. Chapter 8. Guard to do every command which I command you today, that you might live, and shall increase, and go in, and shall possess the land of which Yahuwah swore to your fathers. And you shall remember that Yahuwah your Elohim led you all these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble you, prove you, to know what is in your heart, whether you regard his commands or not. And he humbled you, and let you suffer hunger, and fed you with manna which you did not know, nor did your fathers know, to make you know that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of Yahuwah. Your garments did not wear out on you, nor did your foot swell these 40 years. Thus you shall know in your heart that as a man disciplines his son, so Yahuwah your Elohim disciplines you. Therefore you shall guard the commands of Yahuwah your Elohim, to walk in his ways and to fear him. For Yahuwah your Elohim is bringing you into a good land, a land of streams of water, of fountains and springs that flow out of valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley, of vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive oil and honey, a land in which you eat bread without scarcity, and which you do not lack at all, a land whose stones are iron, and out of the hills you dig copper. And you shall eat and be satisfied, and shall bless Yahuwah your Elohim for the good land which he has given you. Be on guard, lest you forget Yahuwah your Elohim by not guarding his commands, and his right rulings, and his laws, which I command you today. Lest you eat and shall be satisfied, and build lovely houses, and shall dwell in them. And your herds and your flocks increase, and your silver and your gold are increased, and all that you have is increased, that your heart then becomes lifted up, and you forget Yahuwah your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, from the house of bondage, who led you through the great and awesome wilderness, fiery serpents and scorpions and thirst, where there was no water, who brought water for you out of the flinty rock, who fed you in the wilderness with manna, which your fathers did not know, in order to humble you and to try you, to do you good in the end. And you then shall say in your heart, my power and strength of my hand have made for me this wealth. But you shall remember Yahuwah your Elohim, for it is he who gives you power to get wealth, in order to establish his covenant which he swore to your fathers, as it is today. And it shall be, if you by any means forget Yahuwah your Elohim, and follow other mighty ones, and serve them, and bow yourself to them, I have warned you this day that you shall certainly perish. Like the nations which Yahuwah is destroying before you, so you are to perish, because you did not obey the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim. Chapter 9. Hear, O Israel, you are passing over the Jordan today, to go in to dispossess nations greater and stronger than yourself, cities great and walled up to the heavens. A people great and tall, the descendants of the Anakim, whom you know and of whom you have heard it said, who does stand before the descendants of Anak? And you shall know today that Yahuwah your Elohim is he who passes over before you as a consuming fire. He does destroy them and subdue them before you. So you shall dispossess them and destroy them quickly, as Yahuwah has said to you. Do not think in your heart, after Yahuwah your Elohim has driven them out before you, saying, because of my righteousness Yahuwah has brought me in to possess this land. But it is because of the wrong of these nations that Yahuwah is driving them out before you. It is not because of your righteousness or the uprightness of your heart that you go in to possess their land, but because of the wrong of these nations that Yahuwah your Elohim drives them out from before you, in order to establish the word which Yahuwah swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Yaakov. You shall know that Yahuwah your Elohim is not giving you this good land to possess it because of your righteousness, for you are a stiff-necked people. Remember, do not forget how you provoked to wrath Yahuwah your Elohim in the wilderness. From the day that you came out of the land of Mitzrayim until you came to this place, you have been rebellious against Yahuwah. Even in Korev, when you made Yahuwah wroth, so that Yahuwah was enraged with you to destroy you. When I went up into the mountain to receive the tablets of stone, the tablets of the covenant which Yahuwah made with you, then I stayed on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. I did not eat bread, nor did I drink water. Then Yahuwah gave me the 2 tablets of stone written with the finger of Elohim, and on them were all the words which Yahuwah had spoken to you on the mountain from the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly. And it came to be at the end of 40 days and 40 nights that Yahuwah gave me the 2 tablets of stone, the tablets of the covenant. Then Yahuwah said to me, Arise, go down quickly from here, for your people whom you brought out of Mitzrayim have acted corruptly. They have quickly turned aside from the way which I commanded them. They have made of themselves a molded image. And Yahuwah spoke to me, saying, I have seen this people, and look, they are a stiff-necked people. Leave me alone, so that I destroy them, and blot out their name from under the heavens, and make of you a nation stronger and greater than they. So I turned and came down from the mountain, and the mountain burned with fire, and the 2 tablets of the covenant were in my 2 hands. And I looked and saw that you had sinned against Yahuwah your Elohim, and that you made for yourselves a molded calf. You had quickly turned aside from the way which Yahuwah had commanded you. I took the 2 tablets and threw them out of my 2 hands, and broke them before your eyes. And I fell down before Yahuwah as at the first, 40 days and 40 nights. I did not eat bread, and I did not drink water, because of all your sins which you committed in doing in the eyes of Yahuwah, to provoke him. For I was afraid of the displeasure and rage with which Yahuwah was wroth with you, to destroy you. But Yahuwah listened to me that time once more. And Yahuwah was very enraged with Aharon to destroy him, so I prayed for Aharon at that time also. And I took your sin, the calf which you had made, and burned it with fire, and crushed it, and ground it very small, until it was as fine as dust. And I threw its dust into the stream that came down from the mountain. And at Taberah, and at Massa, and at Kibroth Hattava, you made Yahuwah wroth. And then Yahuwah sent you from Kadesh Barnea, saying, Go up and possess the land which I have given you. Then you rebelled against the mouth of Yahuwah your Elohim, and you neither trusted him nor listened to his voice. You have been rebellious against Yahuwah from the day that I knew you. So I fell down before Yahuwah the 40 days and 40 nights, for I fell down because Yahuwah had said he would destroy you. And I prayed to Yahuwah and said, O Master Yahuwah, do not destroy your people and your inheritance, whom you have ransomed in your greatness, whom you have brought out of Mitzrayim with a strong hand. Remember your servants, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Do not look on the stubbornness of this people, or on their wrong, or on their sin. Lest the land from which you brought us should say, Because Yahuwah was not able to bring them to the land which he promised them, and because he hated them, he has brought them out to kill them in the wilderness. And they are your people and your inheritance, whom you brought out by your great power and by your outstretched arm. Chapter 10. At that time Yahuwah said to me, Hew for yourself 2 tablets of stone like the first, and come up to me on the mountain, and you shall make yourself an ark of wood. Then I write on the tablets the words that were on the first tablet which you broke, and you shall put them in the ark. So I made an ark of acacia wood, hewed 2 tablets of stone like the first, and went up the mountain with the 2 tablets in my hand. And he wrote on the tablets according to the first writing, the 10 words which Yahuwah had spoken to you in the mountain from the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly. Then Yahuwah gave them to me, and I turned and came down from the mountain, and put the tablets in the ark which I had made. And there they are, as Yahuwah commanded me. Now the children of Israel set out from the wells of Bnei Yaakan to Mosera. Aharon died there, and he was buried there, and Eleazar his son became the priest in his place. From there they set out to Gudgada, and from Gudgada to Yotbatha, a land of rivers of water. At that time Yahuwah separated the tribe of Levi to bear the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah, to stand before Yahuwah, to serve him, and to bless his name to this day. Therefore Levi has no portion nor inheritance with his brothers. Yahuwah is his inheritance, as Yahuwah your Elohim promised him. And I stayed in the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights. And Yahuwah heard me at that time also, and Yahuwah chose not to destroy you. And Yahuwah said to me, Arise, go before the people to set out, and let them go in and possess the land which I swore to their fathers to give them. And now, Israel, what is Yahuwah your Elohim asking of you, but to fear Yahuwah your Elohim, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve Yahuwah your Elohim with all your heart and with all your being, to guard the commands of Yahuwah and his laws which I command you today for your good. See, the heavens and the heaven of heavens belong to Yahuwah, your Elohim, also the earth with all that is in it. Yahuwah delighted only in your fathers to love them, and he chose their seed after them, above all peoples, as it is today. And you shall circumcise the foreskin of your heart, and harden your neck no more. For Yahuwah your Elohim is Elohim of mighty ones and master of masters, the great El, mighty and awesome, who shows no partiality nor takes a bribe. He executes right ruling of the fatherless and the widow, and loves the stranger, giving him food and a garment. You shall love the stranger, for you are strangers in the land of Mitzrayim. Fear Yahuwah your Elohim, serve him, and cling to him, and swear by his name. He is your praise, and he is your Elohim, who has done for you these great and awesome deeds which your eyes have seen. Your fathers went down to Mitzrayim with 70 beings, and now Yahuwah your Elohim has made you as numerous as the stars of the heavens.